team. It's a reunion weekend, and it's a beautiful night for baseball in the Berg as the Pirates continue interleague play. They welcome in their rivals from Cleveland, the Indians. Greg Brown along with Steve Blass. Glad you could be with us. Pirates trying to snap this long losing streak. Steve, there's excitement around town for this weekend, the reunion of the 1960 team. There's been excitement since the arrivals of the young guns from AAA Indianapolis. Pirate fans anxious for Pedro Alvarez to get his first hit. In the meantime, they saw a pretty good glove last night.
Absolutely. You know, you give him a mulligan for that first game. You know, he's got a lot of things going on. But last night, he really showed a very, very good glove. Several plays. I think there were at least 3, perhaps 4 plays that he made, and he looked very much like a major league third baseman. The hits will come, but it's nice to see that good glove.
Yeah, Pedro Alvarez, when he came up from AAA Indy, some people thought, well, he might struggle defensively, and he still might, but as Steve said, he showed really excellent work at third base last night, and usually defense comes into play when Paul Maholm is on the hill.
Absolutely. He's going to turn the ball over. The Indians don't know him very well, but he has a pretty obvious way that he pitches. Now, take a look at his splits for the first 3 months, and keep in mind that June 1-0, but he has had 4 consecutive good starts. His last 4 starts have been exceptional. Just 1 win, but good pitching.
Steve, the Pirates and the Indians both in last place in their respective central divisions. The Cleveland Indians, a team in transition somewhat. They've suffered a couple of big-time injuries. They've lost 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, this is kind of a profile of what they've been doing lately. Travis Hafner, the DH, you might see him in a pinch hit, but Grady Sizemore not in there, but they've been pretty good with their pitching. They've got 6 complete games. That's an unusual item, and it'll be interesting to see what Carmona has to offer tonight.
Fausto Carmona 3 years ago had an outstanding season, and he had a real good start his last time out against the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, he won 19 games 2 years ago, but he has won a total of 19 in the next 2 years. They don't know quite what to do with him.
Well, the Pirates, hopefully the opposition is going to be saying that very soon about Pedro Alvarez. His father looks on at the banner outside PNC Park. Pirate fans anxious for the first hit, the first Allegheny splash from the big man. The Pirates won't have to worry about Travis Hafner. They do worry about the Indians next.
How bad?
Is brought to you by PNC. PNC for the achiever in us all. By Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward.
Certainly is a spectacular night for baseball, voting, whatever it might be, as the Pirates get ready to take on the Cleveland Indians here on the North Shore along the banks of the Allegheny River.
Yeah, what it is a real nice game for a win.
Oh, it could be pouring rain. It'd be a nice night for a win. Take a look at the lineup. The Maniactus Club, brought to you by Toyota, moving forward. Trevor Crow leads off, and it's Shin Soo Choo, followed by Carlos Santana and Austin Kearns. Johnny Peralta leads the Indians with 18 doubles and 33 RBIs. Shelley Duncan, Anderson Hernandez, Jason Donald, and Fausto Carmona against Maholm. The first pitch of the game is ball 1 to Trevor Crow, the center fielder, batting .248.
And Paul Mulholland very quietly has lowered his ERA down to 3.63, extremely respectable. Pitch that misses down serious. His last 4 starts, he's given up a total of 5 earned runs. That should translate into 4-0, but he's 1-0 with 3 no decisions because of lack of Pirate offense.
And it's 3-0.
Paul has had good success here in this ballpark against American League opponents. He has won his 4 starts. His last 4 starts against the American League here. See, we've got a home plate umpire, and then we've got a couple other.
Well, it's going to be a challenge for you at home watching the game and not be distracted by those guys. It's funny at the first inning, but about the 5th, you're going to wish we could. Steve, do you get your eraser out, your pen?
Yeah, that.
I mean, it's funny for the first inning, but I'm telling you, after a while, those guys.
It's not funny anymore.
Yeah. They make their way out several ballparks around the country. They just happen to be here tonight. Ground ball to second. Mulholland comes back after falling behind 3-0. It's Trevor Crow. On the grounder to Walker, we check out the rest of the Pirates defense. In the outfield, it's Jose Tabata, Andrew McCutchen, and Ryan Church. Pedro Alvarez, Ronnie Cedeno on the left side of the infield with Neil Walker and Garrett Jones on the right side. It's a 5th straight start at first base for Jones. Ryan Domet catches Mulholland. Pedro Alvarez, big-time plays at third base last night. He'll be batting in the 6th spot of the batting order. Talk about that when the Buccos come up to hit. Here is right fielder Shin Soo Choo.
And Paul Mulholland 4-4 overall as you take a look at the right fielder for the Cleveland Indians. His numbers for the season.
And a pop-up. Church and McCutchen. Boy, that sun is brutal right now, but McCutchen with the heavy shades. Now let's check out the real umpiring crew, the guys that count. Gary Darling behind the plate, Bruce Dreckman at first. Paul Emmel is the second base umpire, and Bill Hahn is at third. Carlos Santana.
A couple of hits to his credit. He's got a few hits, hasn't he? Carlos Santana. Black Magic Woman.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, they are. They're the boys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Huh.
Let's get rid of that. Yep.
There we are. All night long. Strike 1 on Carlos Santana. 6 for 22 at the plate this season, the big leagues. 0-2.
I can live with those fraud umpires as long as they were not given those seats, as long as they paid for them.
Oh, yeah, they did. One and two the count on Santana. Acquired from the Dodgers in July of 2008. Started this season at AAA Columbus at 316. With 13 homers, drove in 51 for the Clippers of Columbus. 2-2. Now Rick Saflinski is decked out, huh? The Lexus Club.
Yeah, that's right. Beginning of the 1960 celebration weekend.
Nice.
Got the Maz, got the authentic Maz best
Sweet.
type game jersey. He's legit.
Yeah.
The other guys are frauds.
In ball 3, full count on Santana. Switch hitting catcher. Recalled June the 11th. Made his big league debut that night.
I'm very serious about this, Greg. If I was out there pitching, I would ask the home team to get rid of them. Get them out of there as a distraction.
Well, that's interesting because you are serious about that, and
I am.
It's interesting
I'm
though because
serious.
from a pitcher standpoint, do you really?
I don't want to look at that.
I mean,
all night.
can that distract you?
I don't want to look at that all night.
You're not focused at the catcher.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to concentrate. Trying to stay locked in.
And ball 4.
See, that's what happened.
There you are. Austin Kearns sitting 291. 7 homers, 31 runs batted in. Kearns, the former Red, limited to just 80 games last year with the Washington Nationals. Hit just a .195, had a right thumb injury. Missed much of the second half of the season. Signed as a minor league free agent by the Indians, hitting .291. The Indians, 2 key injuries, of course. Grady Sizemore out, as is Asdrubal Cabrera. Knee injury for Sizemore, broken left arm for Cabrera. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Kearns.
Remember back in the day, it was Austin Kearns and Adam Dunn. They were going to be the big boppers for the Cincinnati Reds.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Kearns, Dunn for the Reds. There's another one.
Smith.
That's it. They were expecting big things from Austin Kearns with the Reds.
He would show it every once in a while, but not often enough. Meanwhile, Mr. Dunn has taken off for the Nationals this year.
Kearns was acquired by the Nationals, along with Felipe Lopez and Ryan Wagner. The Reds got a handful of players, including Gary Najewski, Royce Clayton, Brendan Harris. There's Manny Octa, the former skipper with the Nationals, turned down the Houston Astros job to come to Cleveland. Lined at Cedeno. Line drive off the bat of Austin Kearns to the Pirates shortstop. Half inning, Cleveland nothing, and the Pirates come to bat. Neil Walker and Andrew McCutcheon, Garrett Jones and Ryan Church, Pedro Alvarez, followed by Ryan Domet, Ronnie Cedeno, and Paul Mahalam. For Garrett Jones, he has an 8-game hitting streak entering tonight's action.
Working against 26-year-old right-hander Fausto Carmona out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Had a great year 2 years ago. We were talking about that. 19 wins, 3.05 ERA. After that year, they gave him a $15 million contract. In the 2 subsequent years, 08 and 09, he has lost a total of 19. Might have misspoke in the open. But 19 wins in 07, now 19 combined losses in 08 and 09. 5-5 so far this year.
That's when they made him a full-time starter 3 years ago in 2007.
He certainly responded. And really is kind of responding this year. 5-5, but a great ERA, 3.23 coming into his 14th start.
Another great example, Steve, of just because you do it 1 year doesn't automatically mean you're going to do it the next. You'll struggle oftentimes.
Well, and that's the risk of a big payday after 1 year on your resume. But he's got a couple complete games. You see what they like about him. Last time out, I believe he had a complete game against the Nationals. And he, like Paul Mahalam, is on a little bit of a roll. We talked about Paul having his last 4 starts being quite good. This guy's last 3 have been very, very good. One run in his complete game last time out, 2 the previous one, 2 the start before that.
Tabata playing in his 8th Major League game. Two count. And Carmona gets the leadoff hitter. Steve talking about the Nats.
Yep. Just 3 hits in the complete game win over Washington. See him working downstairs, and then a good slider, and really made Jose Tabata look pretty bad with that 93-mile-an-hour fastball downstairs. When you throw that hard and you keep the ball downstairs, it's going to be moving all over the place. It's not as straight as a high velocity fastball. The high 4-seamer, pretty straight but a lot of speed. When you go 93, 94 downstairs, it's hard to keep it straight. It just has a lot of natural movement.
Neil Walker batting left-handed against Fausto Carmona. Walker 2 out of 4 with 2 runs scored and a home run last night. His second, called up May the 25th. This is his 17th start at second base.
And he's a product of the Cleveland Indians Dominican Academy. And the Pirates
Carmona
have gotten involved, but yeah, Carmona came out of that project and certainly delivered 3 years ago.
Listed at 6'4", 230 pounds. Almost a little right-handed CC Sabathia look to him. Physically.
Yeah, you got to eat a couple more steaks, but he's on the way.
Got a good start. 3-2 the count now on Neil Walker.
Well, we are underway on a Friday night, and this should be just a great weekend with the Indians. They always create a lot of excitement, and the 60 Pirates in here. Just a great weekend to come out and watch Major League Baseball. A lot of things going on. Should be a lot of energy around this building. Should be a spectacular weekend weather-wise. Come on out.
How about that forecast, Steve? You like that?
Picturesque. It just doesn't get any better.
Foul tip, strikeout, back-to-back Ks to start the first inning for Carmona. Carmona has Kane, Tabata, and Walker. We check out the defense behind him. Austin Kearns, Trevor Crowe, Shin Soo Choo in the outfield left to right. Peralta and Duncan on the corners. Hernandez and Donald up the middle. Santana does the catching for Carmona. Indians defense, .981 fielding percentage. That is 25th out of the 30 teams in the majors.
But you got to put the ball in play to have that become a factor. So far, the Pirates haven't. A couple of strikeouts to start at the bottom of the first.
7-game hitting streak for McCutchen. One ball and one strike. McCutchen batting average is .317. That is 5th best in the league. Sharply hit, but at the second baseman Donald on to first to retire the side. Pirates go down in order through 1 inning. Game 1 of the 3-game series against the Tribe. It's scoreless. the 5, 6, 7 men in the order for Cleveland. Johnny Peralta, the .258 batting average. And Peralta takes a strike.
Greg, you see that logo on the Pirate or on the Cleveland uniforms on the sleeve and the hat?
Yes, sir.
When I was a kid, I had every item that they sold as a souvenir with that logo. That was Chief Wahoo's.
Oh,
Wahoo.
Chief
Peralta
smacked.
Whacked. Maybe right. Maybe hip flexor, as they say, or in the ribs. Yep.
Heard it.
Well, you know, as you're a hitter, you keep diving in. You don't get out of the way. You got to be able to get out of the way of that pitch. So many guys that line up with their elbows almost over the inside corner.
I wonder. I almost think they might have gotten that elbow sleeve, but he's going to be okay. But you're right, Steve. I mean, that's a product. I guess you're crowding the plate, and pitcher comes in. It's going to happen once in a while, right?
Yeah.
Shelley Duncan now.
Can we? I'd love to see another pitch from the back of the pitcher. Well, that's all right. That shows us where it got him. It got him in the ribs, arm. See where he's lined up? He's not too far from that inside corner.
Mm-hmm. Shelley Duncan takes the strike.
That's the first batter that Paul Maholm has hit.
How about that
this year? That's a category where you want some action. I mean, as a starter, you're going to have to move people around.
Hit in the air to right. Church. Shelley Duncan is retired. First out in the second inning. Voting now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Help send your favorite Pirates to this year's All-Star Game. Vote up to 25 times at Pirates.com. Visit Pirates.com. Cast your ballot for your 2010 All-Stars. Vote early, vote often, vote now, vote today at Pirates.com. Certainly worthy. Andrew McCutcheon. You do it at home or do it here at the ballpark. The old-fashioned way, punching out your ballots. No hanging chads, please. Anderson Hernandez has played in 5 games, hitting .250, switch hitting shortstop, claimed off waivers from the Mets the end of spring training. Started the year at AAA Columbus. .47 games at AAA. He's hitting .234 with a home run and 17 RBIs. Anderson Hernandez, another one of those players who played for Manny Octa with the Nationals, and he hits a ball toward the gap, slices toward Ryan Church. Two down. Peralta back to first. As Anderson Hernandez lines out to right center. And the batter, Jason Donald. See what Donald has done since he was recalled May the 18th. He was batting, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, .250 at .277 at AAA. A lot of movement on this Indians roster.
It happens when you're scuffling. This might be perceived by some people as a clash of the Titans. Pirates struggling, the Indians struggling. But the Pirates have had their way with the Indians in this ballpark. They've done a terrific job record-wise against Cleveland here at PNC Park.
And you were talking at the outset, Steve, about Paul Maholm. He's quietly brought his ERA down and just gotten better and better each month. His earned run average at the start of the day, 363. Earned run average in April was 426. 357 in May. And an ERA of 219 his first 2 starts of June. They're looking now at his last 3 outings.
Yep. Good stuff.
Really, you look at Mahalam's career numbers at home. Earned run average of 363 and 70 starts at PNC Park. Pretty solid work. And this 27-year-old.
Well, you look at this skid, and everybody does, the Pirates in recent years. But their record at home is been remarkably better than when they leave Pittsburgh, for whatever reason.
And there was a lot of hope this year that they would have a better road record, try and kind of even out and balance things out. That's not been the case. Their road record has slipped substantially. 9 wins, 25 losses. The Pirates and the Arizona Diamondbacks, worst road teams in the National League. Baltimore has the worst road record in the American League. Cleveland, meantime, a little bit better away from Progressive Field. They're 13-20 on the road. The Twins lead their division by a 1.5 games over the Tigers. The White Sox 6.5 back. Kansas City trails by 9.5, and these Indians 12.5 back. Down on strikes goes Jason Donald. Mahalam 2 scoreless innings, 1.5 played at PNC Park. It's 0-0. Last 10 games, Garrett Jones, 12 hits, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 7 ribbies for the achiever in us all, PNC.
And just missed a grand slam. Just got under it just
centimeters.
A little bit. Yep.
It's the difference in the game, really. He just got under it, had to settle for a sacrifice fly instead of what would have been a game-winning grand slam in the 8th inning. Pirates lost the game 5-4 to the White Sox. Hit hard up the middle, and his hitting streak now has reached 9 straight games. Garrett Jones, a leadoff hit off Fausto Carmona. Right up the middle. Just past the glove of Fausto Carmona. Garrett Jones aboard to start the 2nd.
Yeah, you love to see him hit straight away, and that's fine. Take his base hits, but as Don Long said, you also don't want him to forget about the fact that he can hit the ball over the fence.
Yeah.
So take him when you can, when you need to, but don't forget what you're capable of.
Ryan Church was drafted by the Cleveland Indians in the 14th round 10 years ago, and then traded to Montreal in a deal for pitcher Scott Stewart 4 years later. This bounced to second, and they will get the lead man as Donald throws to Hernandez, erasing Jones. And here he comes.
Third baseman, number 17, Pedro Alvarez.
Well, this is what Alvarez has done now in 2 Major League games. His first at bat against lefty John Danks Wednesday night, struck out, walked his next plate appearance and scored, flied to left off Danks, his final at bat, as he takes ball 1 last night, again facing left-handers. Mark Burley, a strikeout, a hard hit double play ball, a strikeout looking, and then struck out swinging against left-hander Matt Thornton.
Well, you're talking about a tough challenge. He's got one of the better pitchers, and Burley moves the ball around, soft, and then a flamethrower. So you talk about 2 lefties, contrasting styles, but both very effective in what they do.
Ball and a strike on Pedro Alvarez. So he is 0 for 6 with a walk, 4 strikeouts. Mom and Dad still here. Anxious to see that first hit. That is Pedro Sr. and his mother, Luz. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fly ball to center. Throw. Makes the catch. That is out number 2. Pedro Alvarez will look for his first hit his next time up. You and I were talking the other night on the radio, Steve, about some other prominent Pirates and how they started out their Major League careers.
Yep.
Barry Bonds, his first game in the big leagues in 1986 at Three River Stadium, went 0 for 5. Doubled in his 6th at bat against Rick Honeycutt the next day. Willie Stargell got off to a slow start in September of 1962 when he was called up, Captain Willie. Up to 0 for 5, and that was spread out over a 4-game stretch. He was not a starter initially. Roberto Clemente got an infield hit his first at bat. Dave Parker went 0 for 11 in 1973 when he was called up in July that year. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ryan Doman. And Pedro has a ways to go to match Aramis Ramirez. Pirate fans remember his start hitless string that went 0 for 24 before a 2-run double off Greg McMichael and the Mets.
Remember the noise after that hit?
Down on strikes goes Doman. 3 Ks for Carmona. Through 2 innings, 0-0, Tribe and Bucks. Steve. The original nickname of the Cleveland franchise in the American League was Blues. Later, they changed their nickname to Broncos Naps, then Indians in 1915. What do you know?
How about that?
Yeah.
I know that now.
Tonight's Radio Shack, what do you know? Thanks to our friends at the Shack.
Indians.
Now, how did you become an Indians fan growing up?
I liked everything. I rooted for them against the Cowboys. I liked anything Indians. I just...
Because you?
I like Pontiacs because of Chief Pontiac. I bought a Pontiac in my first car.
You really grew up in Yankee. I imagine most of your friends were Yankees fans,
Everybody
right?
loved the Yankees in Connecticut. Yep, and the Indians were next best. But I got my revenge. They won 111 games in 1954 and 154 game schedule.
Stabbed by Mahalam to retire the pitcher.
And then my Indians got swept 4 games by Dusty Rhodes and the New York Giants.
Check out the D here. Nice play by Paul Mahalam. It's retired Carmona. Back to the top of the order, and Trevor Crow.
Fun up there swinging the bat, isn't it?
Ball 1.
Unless you have to face somebody that's throwing about 104 miles an hour. And it's not much fun. That might have been Tim Belcher, pitching coach, one of my favorites. Tim Belcher had a great 14-year major league career, 140 ball games.
You always thought he was a good grinder out there, right?
He was a good pro.
Yeah.
He was a rock-solid guy, stand-up guy. Go out there when he got his face ripped off in this ball in Three River Stadium one night. Hits him for a strike. And just whoever the manager was, he was with Cincinnati, and just stayed out there and gave his manager about 6 innings and took big numbers. And that's when he was an established starter. Stay up. That's it. Okay.
2 down. Line out to center. Major League Baseball and People Magazine, recognizing individuals who make differences in their communities. Go to peopleallstars.com. Vote for your favorite everyday All-Star who could represent the Pirates and be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim, California, July 13th on Fox. Best of luck to these great folks. Voting ends on Sunday. peopleallstars.com. Shin Soo Choo at the plate. Parrott decked out in his alternate black jersey top.
I'll tell you, he looks like he's on his game tonight. I mean, he looks sharp. He was juggling before, didn't drop anything. I look for him to have a big weekend.
I guess he was out earlier in Canonsburg at the St. Patrick Catholic Church Festival, so he's had a busy day. He gets ready for his trip.
He's going mobile, isn't he? He's going nationwide.
Across the state, from Philly to Pittsburgh.
Statewide.
To raise awareness for prostate cancer research.
Well, he should talk to Jim Rooker before he takes that trip.
Yeah. Rook knows all about it, right?
Yep. He did it on foot.
Parrott will be on the cycle. Might have broken his bat. Backhand by Walker, and how about that play? Neil Walker, maybe a bit of a tribute to Maz as we celebrate that 60 season.
Yep. On the backhand, goes airborne, right on the money. Nice. We'll put a circle around that one.
Ronnie Cedeno leads off and takes ball 1 from Fausto Carmona. Cedeno did not start the last couple of ball games. Bobby Crosby, as John Russell tries to find a hot bat. Shortstop position has gone cold. Need Crosby or Cedeno to step up. Looks like not this time. Another look at the Neil Walker play to end top half of the inning, Steve.
Yeah, like the old collegiate quarterback publicity shot for the jump pass. Yep. Beautifully done. And he just did everything right. It actually made it look pretty easy.
Yeah. Heck of a play, really.
Usually you don't see much of a line on a throw like that. You see kind of an arc because you're up in the air. You have nothing to push off from, but you had a little mustard on that throw. He's not totally unfamiliar with football play, is he?
Right. Great athlete.
Yep. Pine Richard.
See if Mahalam can get himself his first hit of the year and his first hit since August 19th against the Brewers last season. 0 for his last 35 at bats.
But that was a ringing base hit. I mean, that had some authority.
That counts for a couple then, huh?
Well, you see what he's capable of. Just picking his spots, I guess.
I was talking with Tony Beasley, who works with these pitchers in terms of their hitting, talking to him earlier this season, and wondered whether the fact that Mahalam hit that home run in May last year, I mean, that can affect position players, and Beasley seems to actually think that maybe it did. Maybe the pitcher thinks, you know, he goes beyond what he is capable of doing, and then just getting that wood on the ball. As Mahalam is a pretty decent hitter before that second half slump. Brad Lincoln, a heck of a hitter, isn't he?
Yep.
University of Houston. And so far early going with the Pirates.
Got that business look to him, doesn't he?
He'll start Sunday. And the hitless string continues for Mahalam. 4 Ks for Carmona. Check out the league leaders from Barrel.com. Complete games among the junior circuit, and the Indians have 6 complete games. The Angels lead the American League with 7. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click.
And this man hits 2 of the 6 last time out, and then a complete game and a loss 3 starts ago. Both of these pitchers look like they're on their game early going and kind of trying to continue the role that they've both been on recently.
0-2 count on Tabata. Carmona retired the Pirates' top of the order in the first inning. 1-2-3. Gave up a leadoff hit to Garrett Jones in the second, but he goes 1-2-3 here in the third, and he's racked up 5 Ks. Through 3 zeros.
Day Automotive. We're going to make your day.
And this day in Pirates history from Day Automotive, Hal Smith goes 2 for 3, a home run and 3 ribbies. June 18, 1960, Smokey Burgess, a pinch hit, RBI single in the 10th, and the Pirates win their 5th straight, defeat the Dodgers 4-3 on their way to the 60 pennant. Thank you, Day Automotive.
Remember the quote people used to say about Smokey Burgess? You could wake him up on New Year's Eve and he'd come up and get a base hit for you. I always said that about Smokey.
He could just plain hit, right?
He could plain, flat-out hit.
Line drive for Santana. Leadoff single in the 4th. By the way, some of the 60 players have arrived. The Chamber and the Pirates held a nice function hosted by Bill Flanagan out at the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club. Some former Pirates were on hand. Joe Christopher, Joe Gibbon, Dick Schofield, Bob Skinner, Bill Verdon from the 60 team. Current Pirates were there: Zach Duke, Evan Meek, Jose Tabata, Brad Lincoln, and Pedro Alvarez. Big time reunion tomorrow. Get here early for the festivities before the Pirates Indians match up. There they are. Bill Verdon talking to some of the current Buccos, including Pedro Alvarez.
Mr. and Mrs. Bob Skinner. The Quail.
Bill Verdon, Bob Skinner, Dick Schofield, Joe Gibbon, Joe Christopher arrived a little bit later on. That's kind of neat. 2010-1960.
Boy, those people bring back some memories. Great stuff. And they will have some great memories to share and stories to tell. Something special about when you get together after a period of time with your teammates.
Yeah.
It's just special.
I think it's always good, Steve, for the current guys to see the tradition.
Yep. Yeah,
and to hear some of those incredible stories of those guys.
It's important for them to hear that.
I think some of them were stunned to hear about Dick Schofield and the fact that Schofield's son played several years. Of course, Ducky Schofield's son Dick played, I think, 13 years in the big leagues, including with the '93 Blue Jays. His grandson Jason Worth, world champion with the Philadelphia Phillies. And the contributions that the Schofield and the others made to that 1960 World Series team. Maybe surprising to hear that there was not one player who hit 25 or more home runs on that team. Not one player drove in 100 or more runs. Not one player scored 100 or more runs. Fly ball to center. And Kearns will be retired.
He just found a way to win. And 3 catchers on that team: Smokey Burgess, Hal Smith, and Bob Olders.
Oh, he was the all.
Bob didn't play too much, but I remember him well because I came out to Pittsburgh that year after graduating from high school, and when I tried out, Bob Olders was my catcher down the right field line in the Pirate bullpen. As I said last night, I saw him at a fantasy camp. I said, "Remember that?" He said, "Absolutely not."
Thank you very much.
You know, he's gone now, passed away, but Gene Baker.
Oh, yeah. Class.
My manager in Batavia, New York, my first full year. What a gentleman. Classy man. And they all had nicknames. He was Goldie.
I was asking about those nicknames that the gunner passed along back then.
And
right?
Then later the Possum came along. Jim Woods. I don't think he was there at that time.
Yeah, one of the announcers with the gunner. Yeah, the Possum there. Look at the T-shirts that can be purchased for $19.60, which includes the ticket and the shirt. Roster on the back.
That's great. You got to do that this weekend. You got to be part of that.
That team finished 95-59. 1 ball, 1 strike on Peralta.
Solid starting pitching. You had Elroy in the bullpen. I think Clem Levine came out of the bullpen, the former Dodger. And of course, Elroy.
Baron of the bullpen.
The Baron of the bullpen.
The Deacon.
Yep, the Sneaking Deacon, used to call him.
And the Kitten.
Harvey Haddix.
Bob Friend.
He was Bart, because his middle name was Bartmus. Robert Bartmus, friend out of Purdue.
Quail.
Of course, yeah. Bill Verdon.
Tiger.
Don Hope, third baseman.
dog.
Bob Skinner. And the reason why he had this kind of gait, he was kind of long and lanky, and Prince hung that nickname on the dog because of the way he moved. Physical body language, physical movements. So he had the dog, the quail, and the great one, or all the nicknames that Clemente had. Ariba.
The Maz canvas photo wrap.
That is a neat item.
Ceramic steins given away tomorrow. Sunday on Father's Day, we'll wrap up this interleague portion of the home schedule. Look at some of the photo wraps that fans received entering the ball game.
Take a look at that. That's your statue likeness, fashioned and sculpted, or will be sculpted off that image. Him rounding second, holding the bat and helmet up, probably just then realizing just exactly what he had done. It remains the moment after all these years.
And what's so interesting about the moment as the check swing is picked by Alvarez, and he guns it. Boy, that's the other thing we saw last night. He has a rifle of an arm.
Because he did not handle that ball in a clean fashion. It took him a while to get a handle on it because it's a check swing. The runner's off to the races, gets it in the corner, the back of the glove, finally gets a handle on, and a vapor trail across the infield.
Now that is a bullet to first. Major Alvarez, another nice defensive play. Santana moves to second, 2 outs. Shelley Duncan at the plate.
Well, if the game seemed a little fast to him the first night, and it really did look, well, he caught up to it last night and tonight. Defensively, still looking for the offense.
One ball, 1 strike. Different angle. Might get a look at this laser that he throws over there.
And that's off balance, not time to set himself. And the throw that Walker made and he made, so impressive because they're on the move. They're moving. They're not playing that back foot and just turning it loose. Accurate and strong.
Good cut from Shelley Duncan, 1-2. His dad, of course, the longtime pitching coach for the Cardinals, Dave Duncan.
His brother still in the big leagues?
He's been on and off.
Nicely done. Back-to-back off-speed stuff. Doubled up on him and puts up an end of 0.
And still time for you to get your commemorative leaf that will be a permanent part of that display outside by the statue near the Forbes Field wall. 2 different leaf sizes. And you can go to pirates.com/Maz statue and personalize that leaf, whatever you'd like on it. And be a part of it all.
And you know Susan Wagner will capture it beautifully from that photograph. She is the sculptor who will be creating that.
And a ground single to right to start the bottom of the 4th inning for Neil Walker.
Tried to bunt, it didn't work, so let's slap a single through the hole into right field. Andrew McCutcheon coming up. He couldn't have hit the ball much harder, but it was right at second baseman Donald, his first trip. Hit it right on the button, but the Adam ball. Yeah.
As we celebrate the 50-year anniversary of that 1960 World Series Pirates team, and talking about some of the players that are already here, and many more will be here tomorrow before the game, a pregame on-field ceremony to honor Maz and the 60 champion Bucks. We also were talking about the nicknames, the fun they had, and there goes the runner, and right there, Neil Walker is an easy out. Santana to Donald.
We talked a lot about the running game and the success by many teams this year, but here's the other side when you wind up running into an out. Santana come up. The smooth mechanics. Not real close at second base.
The opposition has been pretty good against the Indians. 52 steals and 72 attempts.
That is good. Very good.
Pirates have allowed 61 stolen bases in 73 attempts. 2-1 pitch. And a 2-2 count now. But Steve, I think that the nicknames we were talking about just goes along with the idea that they had fun. I mean, they had passion, dedication, drive, desire to win, but they also had fun along the way. Count 3-2.
Well, you know, I've talked to some of those guys about life as a major leaguer on a big league team back in the day. Now, preface it by saying there were more off days. There were just 154 games, so they had a factor of that as the strikeout is recorded number 6. They talked about after, if they play a day game or off day, they'd all get together out in South Park and have picnics at different, get the families together, and they did a lot. And again, the world was different. And the opportunity was there because of more off days and some day games sprinkled in. And of course they were winning. So yeah, let's have a picnic. You know, life is not very much fun for a Major League Baseball player and the family, really, when you're scuffling.
A 1 count on Garrett Jones. Single to lead off the second. It's important to have that fun, Steve, almost regardless of where you are in a baseball season. It's such a long year.
Yeah, you need to separate yourself. Yeah. The problem is, and you've seen that now, and we've seen that, we're not even players. It's hard to leave the house right now. They've lost 11 in a row, 17 tough seasons. I mean, it's you got a bullseye on your forehead.
Absolutely.
But that's what we signed up for. That's the deal.
Off the tip of the glove, going to deflect to second. Donald gobbles it, throws on the first. The Pirates are retired after the leadoff hit by Walker. He's caught stealing. Strikeout and a bouncer. 0-0. McCutcheon out in center field gives us the good word about the fact that players were using the giveaway Andrew McCutcheon jerseys. They're wearing them for early work today. Many of them wearing those tight 22 replica jerseys during the pregame workouts to try and add some life.
They are snug, aren't they?
Yeah, during this 11-game losing streak. Certainly entertaining watching it.
Yeah. Why not loosen up a little bit? You go through these things, you can get so wound up, so tight. You're on a skid. Every team's going to go through a skid, and it's good to loosen up. Can't hurt.
Swing. Nope, he goes, according to the home plate umpire. Strikeout, Hernandez. Let's listen to Andrew McCutcheon talking about the players wearing that replica 22 McCutcheon jersey earlier.
It takes just the thinking about the streak. It takes that out of it. It takes all that out. So you're able to just kind of still laugh and kind of just have some fun. So we're having fun, and regardless of what's going on right now. So we're just changing it up. Just doing something different, and maybe it'll work for us.
Andrew McCutcheon nearly making a phenomenal catch off that drive from Jason Donald, but off his glove, and it's a one-out double for the second baseman of the Indians.
Okay, Paul Mahan, you know what the drill is now. Take care of your mound opponent, who represents the second out, which within 1 out of getting out is Andrew can't quite get to it.
Did it look like he got his glove on it and brought it down too quickly, or did he just not get it at all? Hard to tell.
I think he got a piece of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Really can't fault the glove. It's big enough. That is a piece of leather out there he's wearing. Yep. Good piece of it. Greg, you're talking about those nicknames. How about Vinegar Ben Mizell?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Vinegar Ben.
As you said, Steve, it's a long year, and sometimes you get so doggone tight, it's a good idea to try and stay loose.
Yep.
Whatever it takes.
Shake it up just to get your mind off the miseries that you're going through.
Down on strikes goes Carmona, so Mahalam takes care of him for the second out. We're talking about nicknames in Pirates history. Years before the 60 championship. Yep. Paul Wainer and his brother Lloyd, Big and Little Poison. The great one, Willie Stargell, of course. The great one, Roberto Clemente, the captain, Willie Stargell, Pops. Dave Parker, the Cobra. Scrap Iron Phil Garner.
The Sanguin put the Roadrunner on him.
Oh, that's right. The Antelope was Omar Moreno. How about you? What was your nickname?
Jackrabbit.
And who threw that one at you?
Willie and Ellis. Willie Stargell and Doc Ellis. Hyper.
Jackrabbit.
Yeah, just all over the place.
I'm going to start calling you that again, by the way.
Sure.
So you know.
Thank you.
Runner breaks for third and has popped up, headed toward the seats. Going to be out of play as Jason Donald took off for third base.
A little bit average, better than average jump, not phenomenal.
Rider to center, McCutcheon in. Did he make the catch? Yes, sir. He just robbed them. Rob Kroll of a hit, and the Indians of a run. Well, he just missed the Donald double over his head, but he comes racing in on this Trevor Crow liner. What a catch.
And that's that glove that...
From Hernandez. I apologize for some audio difficulties, but you saw Ryan Church hit the broken bat, bounce it short. The barrel wound up right by the foot of Shelley Duncan, the first baseman. And they gather up the broken lumber.
That had to break so close to his hands.
Yeah. Now here's Alvarez, fly to center field in the second. Ball one. Pedro Alvarez. His third major league start. Number 1 pick 2 years ago out of Vanderbilt.
Next year you'll be hearing about Scoop, Alley-oop.
Oh, that's right. The 71
Scoop
team.
Oliver. Crazy Vic Davalillo.
Could not hold. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Pedro Alvarez. It's just his second year of pro ball. Hit it big. That's what they're expecting from Pedro Alvarez. And a chopper to the second baseman, Donald. 2 up and 2 down. Time for the trivia question brought to you.
Can I guess now, or do I have to wait?
This is your game.
You make the call. No, you're better than that. Don't say that stuff.
It's true. You know it.
Satchel Paige.
How old was he?
Satchel Paige was 56.
I think you're right with Satchel Paige. Because we're playing the Indians, it makes some sense.
Well, how many facets to this question do you want? I gave you the answer. That's the main thing.
You should have just stopped at Satchel Paige.
You had to run out the year. Isn't the main thing the person?
Well, sure it is. It always is, Steve.
Yeah, we're going to forget about the latter part of that. That's Satchel Paige. Let's forget about that. The rest is details.
1-2 count. And there goes another down on strike. 7 Ks for Carmona. Still a 0-0 game through 5. Cam, we go back to the 3rd inning with Shin Soo Choo at the plate. Watch Neil Walker rob him of a hit. Way up in the air and throwing a strike to Garrett Jones. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Neil Walker, 1 for 2 tonight. One of just 2 hits for the Bucks. He robbed this man. It would have been the Indians' 3rd hit. Two, 3, 4 hitters against Mahalo.
By the way, the Pirates had a 41-year-old rookie, Diomedes Olivo.
He made his major league debut at the age of 41.
Yep.
What year? Around what year would that have been?
It was late 50s, mid 60s, okay. 60. So. And his middle name was Guayuben, and they kind of formed it to "Where have you been all these years?"
Very clever.
How about the coaches on the 60 team? Nickname: Suicide Frank Osiak. Suicide because he'd send everybody in from 3rd. Bunny Burwell, pitching coach. Bill Bunny Burwell.
Osiak was the 3rd base coach of the 60 team.
Mm-hmm. You can see him in the shots of Maz coming around 3rd base.
Who was the 1st base coach?
Might have been Lenny Levy. I think Virgil Trucks might have been on that staff. That's a good question. Burwell's the pitching coach. Osiak at 3rd.
Hitting coach?
Might have been George. No, it wasn't George Sisler, but he was coaching some of those guys in spring training the next year. That's good questions there. I'm not sure of that whole staff.
I think you're right with the Satchel Paige. Since you gave me the answer, I think I should at least attempt to guess the age.
Well, you got a computer there. What chance?
No, I'm not going to look at the computer. Don't do that.
Throw the computer, turn it off.
No, I'm not going to do that either.
51.
I'll say 53. Bouncing ball to Walker.
Meanwhile, we've got some kind of pitching program going on here.
Back to that trivia question. Brought to you by AT&T Mobility. rethink possible. The oldest player in Major League history to make his debut was Satchel Paige, 42 years old in 2 days. Debuted July 9th, 1948 with the Cleveland Indians.
How about that? Then Diomedes Olivo not too far behind. 41.
Santana has walked and singled. Now, there are those who thought that maybe Satchel was actually in his 50s when he made.
And he still was pitching.
Yeah, well into his 50s.
It might have been when Bill Veeck was running the Cleveland Indians. Remember the title of his book, Veeck as in wreck?
Yep. Whatever it would take to bring in a crowd.
Yep. Satchel Paige said, don't look behind you, somebody might be gaining on you. And Satchel also said, stay away from fried foods, but Satchel didn't stay away from many things.
No.
Maybe fried foods, but
yep.
Full throttle for Satchel.
Two and two the count on Carlos Santana. He's walked and singled. Goes to 3-2. He walked Santana in the first inning. Mahalam has also hit a man. He has struck out 4.
Both pitchers effective, working on 2 hitters.
On a 1-out free pass. Santana reaches for the 3rd time. Mahalam will now face Austin Kearns, who lined sharply to the shortstop Cedeno on the first, fly to center in the 4th. Now look at these pitchers' lines so far.
Impressive stuff. Very impressive with the efficiency of Carmona, but no more effective than Paul Mahalam. Neither pitcher having given up a run yet. Nicely done as he pulled the string off speed, didn't give it away, didn't telegraph it. It's the whole foundation of off-speed pitches. When you first start pitching, you try to wind up violently to show a contrast. Well, that just gives it away. The further you can get away from that, the better off your off-speed pitch is going to be. A majestic pitching duel happening on shore, on the North Shore. Thank you very much.
Bounce to short. Cedeno tosses to Walker to first. DP.
Nice. Nice as pie.
Double play ended the top of the 6th inning. Great pitchers duel going on here is Ronnie Cedeno, who bounced to short in the 3rd inning. Leading off that frame, starts the 6th against Fausto Carmona. And pushes that bunt up first base side, but he'll be retired by Duncan.
Yep, just needed to push it a little bit more away from the line, and he's got himself a base hit. But Duncan's able to get the ball and get the runner. Watch this ball. It's just close enough to the line where Duncan can stay with the whole thing himself. If that's over 2 steps, then there's nothing he can do. It's a base hit.
Here's Mahalam, struck out in the 3rd.
Good idea for Ronnie. I mean, if he gets on, Mahalam can push him over there and might take 1 run. The way this thing is going with all the pitching. Not a bad idea.
Each club with 2 hits. Mahalam looks for his first hit of this season. 0 for 26. Another look. Cedeno, the attempted dive. Carmona likes it. Duncan dives to get him. Fly ball right center over Chu. Makes the catch. By the way, Steve, the Pirates' first base coach in 1960 was Mickey Vernon.
Mickey Vernon, yeah.
And the hitting coach was Lenny Levy.
Lenny Levy, yeah.
Virgil Trucks was a bullpen coach.
There we go.
Fausto Carmona right now is a really good pitcher. He's allowed just 2 hits.
By the way, it was Virgil Fire Trucks who had a great career as a pitcher before becoming a coach.
Shortstop. Hernandez to first, and away we go. 6 pitches that 6th inning for Carmona. Goose eggs across. It's even at 2 apiece, 7th inning, and Johnny Peralta leads off against Paul Mahalam. Peralta, Duncan, Hernandez. A look at that beautiful skyline and the sunsets behind the ballpark. Strike on Peralta, who has been hit by a pitch and was retired on a nice play. A chopper on the left side, fielded by Pedro Alvarez. He hits this one well toward the corner. Church plays it off the wall nicely. Boy, that was done very nicely and makes it very close. And it's a leadoff double off the Clemente wall.
Ryan did everything he could. He set himself up to take the bounce. figured it just right and made it very interesting, as you said, at second base. Really not absolutely sure where these bounces are going to go off that scoreboard area. There's a chain link fence. There's some solid areas. Sets himself up, flags it down, and then guns it to second base.
Church with that strong throw and making it pretty close. And now Mahalam, for the first time tonight, despite Church's efforts, faces a man at second with nobody out, so the bullpen going to go to work right away. Joel Hanrahan looking as though he's headed toward the mound.
We just really can't afford to give much up at all the way things are going. And what you think about in these kind of situations every once in a while, Greg, I don't know if it's the case now, but it comes down to cases where you get a sticky situation, nobody's scored, and you need an out. You might bring the flamethrower in to try to get that strikeout. See how it plays out.
Popped up. Church racing in. He'll be there for the first out here in the 7th.
Very, very big out, as the Indians are not able to push that runner over to third base. And tonight, one run might do it. So that's an important out. Let's see if Paul can work from that foundation after the double.
Hernandez has lined out and struck out, while Mahalam putting on a pitching clinic. He and pitching coach Joe Kerrigan will do that. Part of that pitching tutorial, one of many auction items last night in the FSN Pirates Charities auction during our telecast, and very successful. We thank all those who put in bids, all those who purchased VIP bags and the rest. And I'm sure Mike Fetzko of South Park looking forward to his pitching tutorial with Paul Mahalam and Joe Kerrigan. Thanks to Mike.
And thanks to all the people that worked hard to put the entire auction on and make it work.
And FSN.
Yep.
Thanks to Heath Rankin of Morgantown, West Virginia. He'll be hosting that big softball game and picnic here at PNC Park later this summer after the season ends. Marianne McElwain of Sewickley will host the 9 kids who will take the field before a Pirates game. Elliot Stringer will be involved in the pierogi race. Cynthia Hayes, she'll join us the FSN Backstage Pass. We'll see Cynthia and her friends. There's a sharply hit base hit to right field. Peralta is going to be held as Church got the ball in very quickly. Man, Church putting on a right field clinic in his own right.
That was all Ryan Church hustling in and forcing Steve Smith, third base coach, to hold Peralta up at third base. Peralta doesn't run all that well, but good hustle by Ryan Church.
Peralta held by Steve Smith as the throw from Church comes in from right center. And he threw a bullet to Doman. Ryan Church has done all he could possibly do to keep these Indians off the board.
I thought Steve Smith might be a little aggressive in that it's a scoreless game in the 7th inning. You might want to risk it, just thinking that even if it's a throw that's on time, it might be off target, and that indeed one run could make the difference in this ball game. But he did hold him up, and let's see if Paul Mahalam can make him pay.
Needs that ground ball now again as Joe Kerrigan made a quick visit to the mound. Jason Donald has struck out and doubled off the tip of the glove of center fielder Andrew McCutcheon. First big threat of the game for either club. Ball 1. Thanks also to Chris Alt, who will be part of the PNC Park VIP experience. And congratulations to Bob McFarland, who receives that Burton Morris Maz nightstand canvas print. And as Steve said, thanks to all those who played a part in the Pirates Charities FSN auction last night during the telecast.
Throw to first, and just looking over at the first base side of the infield, there's a huge hole between Neil Walker and whoever's involved at first base. Big separation in here.
Paul Mahalam and the Pirates trying to snap an 11-game losing streak.
And they need to get it done here without giving up a run the way Carmona is pitching. Interesting now, 2-0, and you have Carmona, who has not been very impressive at all, scheduled to bat next. Nothing happened in the bullpen. Obviously, he has been doing terrific work. So part of that Kerrigan message to Paul Mahalam, maybe work around this guy. Even if it costs you a bases loaded situation, you got a guy representing the second out.
Fouled out of play. We appreciate you bearing with us as we have some technical problems. 2-1, 1 out. Transmission problems.
Oh, I've had
more
those.
Specific. Yeah, you've had those problems.
Yep.
But you hang in there, don't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Keep driving.
2-1 count. And very aggressive at third was Peralta with the throw go to first base. Manny Octa might be sending Hernandez here. This 2-1 count.
Yeah, a lot of options for the Indians right now. We saw a suicide squeeze by the White Sox. That's an option. I doubt that they would be thinking along those lines. They're in the driver's seat right now with 1 out, first and third.
Pitch out. They were thinking that way. The Pirates were. And now it's 3-1. Pitch out on a 2-1 count.
Yeah, I think they might be thinking about putting all their eggs in one basket to get the second out, and then you take your chances against Trevor Crowe. But I don't know if that indeed is the case, but they've been very careful. Yeah. And a pitch out with 2-1 would indicate that they could be thinking along those lines.
3-1 count on Jason Donald. The pitcher, Carmona, on deck. Ground ball and through. A base hit. And a 1-0 lead for the Indians. Just past Garrett Jones. A ground single to right.
Told you about the big hole at the regular second base position, but this one just beyond the reach of Garrett Jones. And if he gets the glove on the ball, I don't know if he's going to be in a position to make a throw. He's flat on his belly. But they weren't going on contact.
Jason Donald picks up his 8th RBI.
Now
the Indians.
Everybody looking for the bunt now. Not doing it. He missed the sign.
Very likely. And he knows it, and he just nods. I mean, there's the giveaway. Yeah. Yep, sorry about that. Missed the sign. And the Octa trying to suppress a grin there. What do you think? I'm going to let you swing away?
It's a screaming bunt situation.
And Steve Smith's going, you got to be kidding me. You thought we'd let him swing away?
We used to have a pitcher we would holler at. The third base coach would say, bunt.
Bunted foul, 0-2 on Carmona.
Imagine a third base coach just cupping his hand. Bunt.
That's what Rocky Bridges used to do. That Steve. He was a coach up in Buffalo for a while. He was just using his hand signal bunt.
Yeah, bunt the ball.
We're not hiding anything. Yeah, everybody knows what we're going to do.
Everybody in the county knows.
because Carmona, such little experience at the plate, of course, the Pirates have that wheel play on, hoping to get the force at third. And did he go? They will not ask for the appeal.
You were talking about trying to take a look here as he tries to get out of the way. No, he didn't bunt. Talking about different things you can do trying to get a strikeout in this situation. High fastballs, low breaking balls, because it's tough to keep the bat level in a two-strike bunt situation. And that's exactly what Paul Maholm and Ryan Doumit tried to do there. You just don't want to concede the bunt. When you get to 2 strikes, you want to strike out.
Although in this situation, Steve, would the Pirates be better off because he's such an inexperienced punter? They got the wheel play on. It's almost, you wonder, would it be better to allow him to bunt into the wheel play?
I'd take the strikeout. But I understand your point.
He doesn't know what direction to bunt the ball. He's going to just get anywhere he can, and the Pirates have that wheel play on, so if he bunts it to anybody, they got a good chance at a double play and get out of the inning.
Yeah, good point.
Indians certainly aren't hiding it now. He's bunting. And he missed the bunt. Time for the AGH Sports Medicine Injury Update. Good news, Steven Jackson, reinstated from minor league disabled list at CLE Indianapolis, missed a couple of weeks after being hit on the right arm by a line drive. Our injury update thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Right-handed reliever Steven Jackson is back. And now Trevor Crowe, he's lined out twice to center. McCutcheon made a fabulous diving catch in shallow center field to rob him of a hit and also rob the Indians of that 5th inning run, but they have picked up one here in the 7th.
Critical time for Paul right here to keep it at 1 run. Absolutely critical. Good try. Good sinking fastball downstairs. Out in front 0-1 in the count with a curveball. Come back with that sinking fastball.
A base hit to left. Runner will be waved and he will score. Line drive off the bat of Trevor Crowe. He scores Hernandez and it's 2-0 Cleveland.
Good piece of hitting as he goes downstairs. Gets those hands in close to the body, so when he makes contact, he's got a decent part of the bat on the ball rather than get hit right on the handle.
Scoring without a play on the base hit by Trevor Crowe, the Indians' first-round pick 5 years ago. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. And a base hit to right. Church will gun toward the plate. And it is a 3-0 lead for Cleveland. Shin-Soo Choo singles home Donald from second.
And as a result of that, John Russell is going to make a pitching change.
Peralta led off the inning with a double after Duncan flied to right. Hernandez singled. Donald brought in a run with a base hit. The Carmona missed bunt was the strikeout and back-to-back singles. And that is the end of Paul Maholm's night. He will leave trailing 3-0. 2 outs in the 7th. The Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen. It's Joel Hanrahan. Take another look at this diving, tumbling catch to end the 5th inning by Andrew McCutcheon off the bat of Trevor Crowe. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And the Indians draw first blood as Paul Mahalam, brilliant through 6 innings, gives up 3, responsible for the other 2 runners. The bottom line for him will not indicate how well he pitched tonight, regardless of what happens with these 2 runners. But Carmona's been better to this point. And the Indians draw first blood.
Ball 1. Switch hitting catcher Carlos Santana has walked, singled and walked. (2-0). Hanrahan got 2 outs last night in the 7th inning. Did give up a base hit to Omar Vizquel, but struck out Alex Rios and got Paul Konerko to ground out. Two and 1 now on Santana, who now bats from the left side against the righty. Mahalam on the hook. Drive to right. A line drive off the wall by Carlos Santana. 1 run is in. The wave a second. A chance for a play at the plate, and he'll be out. Shin-Soo Choo is retired on the relay, but Santana brings home Crowe from second to make it a 4-0 Cleveland lead. 7th inning stretch. Bucks down by 4. Hard blast. And last night, Neil Walker hits this blast in the 6th inning off Mark Burley, his 2nd home run in the big leagues. The cold hard blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Neil Walker leads off the 7th. Pirates find themselves all of a sudden down 4. One ball, 1 strike on Walker. McCutcheon to follow, then Jones. See if the 2, 3, 4 hitters can rally here against Carmona. Walker with one of the 2 Pirate hits.
You know, the graphic we showed about the Indians before the game started talked a good bit about their 2-out offense. You know, they don't have a great record, and things have been a struggle for them, but they have been effective with 2 outs, and here they come again in the top of the 7th with 1, 2, 3 straight base hits to stretch it out and add the 3 runs after they struck first.
Three and 2 the count. And a ground ball. Nice diving stop by Hernandez. Gets to his feet and throws. No. Infield hit for Walker.
Good attempt at short. Good hustle by Neil Walker. Pirates get the edge on this play. Hernandez goes down. The recovery is very quick with a strong throw. Pirates get the call. Good effort on each side.
Walker now with 2 hits. And here's McCutcheon. He's bounced to second and struck out. McCutcheon did not like that call. Gary Darling, breaking pitch, he called it a strike. 1-1.
Don't need it all at once here. Still a bunch of base runners. See how it plays out.
2-1. Walker caught stealing in the 4th. After he led off that inning with a base hit. Two and 2 the count now.
Carmona has already tied his season high in strikeouts with 7. Number 7 was Ryan Domit in the 5th inning.
Struck out actually 6 of the first 11 batters he faced. Now it's a 3-2 count and a big pitch here.
Absolutely.
Get McCutcheon on.
Don't think the Indians, with the way they've been struggling, are secure with this. And a base runner, an extra base runner now, gets things going for the Pirates in the bottom of the 7th inning.
He walked him. It's 1st and 2nd. 1st and 2nd and no one out. The EasyToUse.com minor league connection for the Pirates. Jim Negrich returned to Buffalo, his hometown, the Pitt product, and went 3 for 4 against the Mets AAA affiliate, the Buffalo Bisons. Negrich, great to be back home. From the University of Pittsburgh, he was recently promoted from AA Altoona. A big night last night. Returning from an injury last summer, Negrich went deep. 3 hits. Jim Negrich was called up after Brian Friday got hurt. He got the pie in the face.
And now the Pirates trying to apply some pressure here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Interesting trip to the mound by Manny Acton, not the pitching coach, Tim Belcher, excuse me.
Now is when the Bucks need the long ball. Carmona has given up just 6. 93 innings of work. Will still take an extra base hit. Anything out of Garrett Jones, who singled to start the 2nd. Bounced out to second baseman Jason Donald in the 4th. 10 home runs on the year for Garrett Jones. 42 RBIs to lead the Pirates in both categories. Walker and McCutchen the runners. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carmona looking for his 6th win of the year, and this is his 14th start.
This is a situation you want to be in. Base runners and left-hand power hitters coming up.
And a base hit through the right side. This will load them up with no one out as the right fielder Chu guns it in. Walker held at third. McCutchen goes to second. Jones with his 2nd hit of the night.
And that's fine. Good judgment by Tony Beasley. He's down 4 runs. You do not want to have anybody thrown out at home plate when you're still trying to get on the board. Here's the base hit. Walker's going to come around third. No hesitation by Tony Beasley, doing the absolute correct thing. Not a difficult decision for Tony. They're looking for that handful of base runners. They have them now. The stage is really set. They've set up shop.
Now Carmona faces Ryan Church.
Left-handed action accelerates in the Cleveland bullpen.
Church 0 for 2 tonight. He's hit 2 home runs his first year with the Pirates. And he takes a strike.
Remember way back early in the season when Ryan Church cleared the bases?
Oh, yeah.
Against the Dodgers, that opening day or close to it?
Opening day. And toward the gap in left center field. He might clear the bases again. Walker scores. McCutchen will score. Jones waved home. Yes, indeed. Like opening day, a 3-run bases clearing double for Church. And as we said then, the congregation rises.
Over 28,000 of them. Something to cheer about. The Pirates right back in the middle of this baseball game. Out away, extends his arms, doesn't try to pull it, drives it to the 410 sign. Everybody in motion.
Boy, this is something the Pirates have lacked.
The big hit. The big hit.
Ryan Church drives in 3 with that line drive double into the notch in left center. A beautiful sight.
Now, everybody in motion. The Pirate runners and all 28,000 plus people in motion, standing up, liking it a lot.
The Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen. Pirates down 4-3. McCutchen and Jones, they'll all score as Ryan Church brings them in with the double into the gap in left center, getting the Bucks to within 1. Safe Auto Insurance reminds you that you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure.
A lot of people enjoying that. And it looked pretty from any angle that we had.
Yep.
Looked good from all of them.
28,478. And now Pedro Alvarez will come to the plate as his folks watch on.
Rafael Perez coming out. They want the lefty against Alvarez.
He faces a left-hander again, but keep in mind he was hitting well over 300 against lefties in the minors. Still looking for his first hit, 0 for 2 tonight.
These just happen to be different lefties up here.
Ball 1. And look at the numbers for Rafael Perez. Not great. 11 walks in 21 innings.
Pedro to find a way to at least pull the ball.
Pitches away, 2-0. At least would pull the ball, Steve, get that guy to third, right?
Yep. Or get yourself on the base paths. Just keep the ball rolling. Doesn't have to be dramatic, doesn't have to be all at once. Keep the ball rolling.
By the way, lefties are hitting against Perez 389 this year. Oh. Look at that. Give the Pirates the lead with that swing.
Well, what happened there, he was looking for the fastball with a 2-0 count, a hitter's count, didn't get it. And that's another difference in the minors and the majors. You don't automatically get that fastball.
2-2.
Another slider.
And every pitch, his parents. Wanting that first hit. 2-2. Deep to right center field, but the ball will be caught. At least that will move the runner. As Church will head to third. Alvarez does his job. Steve, you said it. At least pull the ball, and he did.
Yep. Good work. We'll take you through this at bat for Pedro Alvarez as he moves Ryan Church to third. Gets his job done. Breaking ball missing. Another breaking ball. Third, nothing but breaking balls. And this one, not in a good pitcher spot, and Pedro does a good job. Never did see a fastball. Hung in there, did his job.
Now 90 feet away is the tying run with the infield in for Ryan Doman. Pedro Alvarez Sr. standing and watching as Junior gets Church to third. 4-3 Indians lead. Ball 1.
Get us back even, chance to win. Get Paul Mahalam off the hook. Deserves to be off the way he has been pitching recently.
One ball, one strike. One and two.
There's that 86-mile-an-hour pitch that Pedro Alvarez saw a lot.
Infield in. And a pop-up. That will not do it. Doman not able to bring home the run with the infield in. Bill Mazeroski will be here tomorrow, along with the rest of his friends in the 60 World Series, and all fans will get one of those commemorative ceramic steins. Tomorrow, brought to you by Consol Energy. Special pregame ceremonies honoring the 60 World Championship team. For tickets, go to Pirates.com. And don't forget, after the game, Donnie Iris will perform live in the Hall of Fame Club. Thanks to King Cool Light. It's open to all fans. Manny Octa will make another pitching change as Perez gets the big out of Domit. Columbia Gas 8-1-1, call to the pen.
Is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Big Yellow fired up here at PNC Park. 4-3 ball game. Things look good there when Alvarez moved the runner Church to third and the infield in, but Domit popped up. So now Pirates will face big right-hander Frank Herman.
The Phenom who just tore it up at AAA Columbus. They bought him up, and just 6 appearances, but nothing not to like for the Indians so far. Out of Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yep. A Harvard product. Ball 1 on Cedeno. 2-out action here from Cedeno.
And 2 big outs recorded by Perez.
Goes to 2-0 as the fastball misses. On deck, Mr. Risp. Blasting's Millage. Runners in scoring position. He dominates. And that's where Church is standing. Two and 1 the count now on Cedeno.
Trevor Crowe in center field. Like a lot of center fielders, confident in his ability to go back, playing quite shallow. Smooth looking 93-mile-an-hour fastball by Mr. Herman.
It stays 2-2 on Cedeno.
Well, just as Pedro Alvarez is facing a lot of experienced major league pitchers, Mr. Herman having to deal with some guys that have been around the big leagues with a bat for a while. So learning his craft, or more of his craft, at the big league level.
Fly ball to center field.
Crowe was just right.
That does it for the Bucks. They pick up 3. They're back in it. On to the 8th. Down by 1.
against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Bases loaded. Everybody scores. And what a debut.
The Aspendell play that made you smile. Ryan Church, and he made us smile again. But moments ago, the double into the gap in left center field, just as Steve was talking about, that opening day double for Ryan Church. To clear the bases, the Aspendell play that made you smile.
Well, the Pirates are back in it. 4-3, they trail by 1. An opportunity to move a runner around, that being Ryan Church, after the base clearing double, but they weren't able to do it. They trail by 1. Brendan Donnelly going to try to hold the fort. Get the Pirates back into the bat rack.
Donnelly on the mound the other night, gave up 2 unearned runs to the White Sox on Wednesday in his 9th inning appearance. Kearns was 0 for 3 against Paul Mahalam. A line out to short, fly out to center, and a double play hit right to Cedeno that ended the 6th inning. And a pop up to left, Tabata. 1 up, 1 down in the 8th.
In case you're wondering about closers for the Cleveland Indians, they've got it split up. Kerry Wood, we know all about his background with the Cubs as a starter and a closer. He has 4. And then Perez has the other 6. That would be Chris Perez, the right-hander. We saw Rafael do a good job, Rafael Perez, getting 2 critical outs. So the closer situation has been split.
Peralta has been hit by a pitch, bounced to third and doubled off the wall. He started the rally last inning. That double off the right field wall scored the first run. It was 0-0 at the start of the 7th. The Indians struck for 4 on 6 hits. Dribbler, fair ball, Dolmet to Jones. Javier Lopez up in the Pirates bullpen. 3 left-handed sticks available to Maniacta, including the big bat of Russell Branyan, Travis Hafner, and Luis Valbuena. Chris Perez, no relation, warming in the bullpen for the Tribe.
1/2 of the closer combination.
Duncan 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of fly balls to right and a strikeout. Travis Hafner hoping for a shot. Hafner batting .254 with 8 homers this year. Bounced foul. Just showing you a shot there of Javier Lopez. Tomorrow on Inside Pirates Baseball, we'll take an inside look at how Javi Lopez is turning his career around with the Buccos. Plus, some players now throwing 102 miles per hour. Is there a limit on pitch velocity? Catch all this and more Inside Pirates Baseball tomorrow night at 6 here on FSN. 0-2 count on Shelley Duncan as Donnelly tries to get through it. 1-2-3. And he does. A fly out, a dribbler in front of the plate, and a strikeout of Shelley Duncan. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Pirates trail by 1. cooler bag, and it's a cool looking item as DJ shows it off as the Pirates host the Indians. Family fun zone before the game on Federal Street. Kids run the bases after the game thanks to HK Pretzels. And that cooler bag courtesy of StarKist. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. Majestic makes its return on this beautiful night in the Berg. And Chris Perez takes over on the mound. The new first baseman, Steve, huh? Is that right?
Andy Marte.
Delwyn Young bats for Donnelly.
The numbers for Chris Perez. It was Rafael that got the 2 outs. Carmona, Perez, Herman, and now the other Perez.
0-2 on Delwyn Young. Good night. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We check out the road ahead, brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward tomorrow night, 6:30 for the middle game of the series. And of course, all the festivities before the game. Catch the game here or on FSN at 6:30. 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. The homestand will conclude, and then it's interleague play on the road again to Arlington against the Rangers for a 3-game series starting at 7:30 on Tuesday night. All 3 games at 7:30 on FSN on that road trip. Jeff Karstens tomorrow night against David Huff. And Sunday, Brad Lincoln for the Pirates against Justin Masterson. Tabata has struck out twice and bounced to short.
Chris Perez has given up 3 home runs. He's got that motion that puts you in mind a little bit of Rob Nen. Remember the closer for the Giants? The separation of the ball out of the glove. He doesn't hesitate and hit twice with that front foot, but built like him. Watch the glove, the separation, and hits the outside corner with that fastball.
Two and 2, 93 on the gun. Chris Perez, who saved a few games with the Cardinals and was traded over last summer in the Mark DeRosa deal from St. Louis. Tabata into right center field. And he will head to second base. He is there with a 1-out double.
The separation, and then he gets his grip. And this one gets rifled into right center. That was 2 bases from the time it left the bat. Pirates in business again. They got 1 big hit tonight. Now they need another because time's a wasting. You know he's thinking 2 bases.
It's pretty reminiscent, isn't it, of that game against the Tigers last weekend.
Now will he steal third now?
Yeah, I wonder. Tabata, that double in the 8th inning with 1 out. The Pirates were down a run.
I don't think you can possibly risk it right now running into an out. It'll take it out when you're where you are in the batting order.
It's the exact same spot where he stole third base in Detroit on Saturday. The pitcher was Joel Zamaya. 1 ball, 1 strike. Neil Walker 2 for 3.
It's a great steal if you make it. It's a disastrous decision if you don't.
You have to make it.
You got to be sure. You have to be sure.
A 1 ball, 1 strike count on Walker. And he was in there easily. That steal of third last Saturday.
It was easy. It wasn't close.
Not close. Now the catcher was Gerald Laird, and again Walker was the hitter and batting from the left side, which made it all the more impressive because the catcher then didn't have to worry about He's got that open space, of course, in the right-hand hitter's batter's box. Walker pops it up. Chu makes the catch. 2 down. And up to Andrew McCutchen now, 2 away.
Well, Tony Beasley made a very good decision to hold up a runner at third base earlier. There will be no holding Tabata if this is a base hit to outfield. I don't care if it's a BB at somebody. And now we see Tim Belcher.
Andrew McCutchen about ready to come to the plate, and we remind you that Slippery Rock University presents Teaching You the Game. That segment schools us on the art of fielding ground balls in the outfield. Andrew McCutchen.
His glove side to the ball. You want to get kind of your feet kind of to the right of the ball, because if you get in front, that can create a lot of error.
You can catch the entire tip on Sunday's Pirates pregame show starting at 1:30 right here on FSN Pittsburgh. Slippery Rock University, teaching you the game. McCutchen 0 for 2 with a walk. Belcher maybe went over a scouting report there with Perez on how to pitch McCutchen.
Yep.
One ball, one strike. The Indians bullpen, and ERAs aren't necessarily really indicative of how relievers pitch. It can be really skewed because one bad outing and your ERA inflates and you can never get it down. But as you look at Tony Sipp, the left-hander, loosening and maybe getting ready for Garrett Jones, the Indians have the highest bullpen ERA in the American League, over 5. Checks. 2-1.
That's one of the gifts that Andrew McCutchen has. It seems like he is able to shut down a swing thought. When he wants to go, he can shut it down if he sees something he doesn't like. He's got that sense, and that's not all that common.
Popped it up. Second baseman Donald makes the play. Pirates get a 1-out double, but Tabata is stranded. Head to the 9th inning, down 4-3 to the Indians. Won tickets to a Pirates game, a Ross Ollendorf autographed baseball, and a gift certificate from Day. You could be the next winner, so be sure to sign up now for the monthly drawing at FSNinsider.com. Congratulations, Donnie T. Collinsville.
Octavio Dotel coming on to try to keep it close. The Pirates down by 1. They had no chances through 6 innings. Completely shut down by Carmona, but then it opened up in the bottom of the 7th. They got 3, got within 1, had a chance for another one. Didn't work. Another opportunity in the 8th, and they'll have one more. So I'll keep it close.
Anderson Hernandez, 1 out of 3. Bottom third of the batting order for the Cleveland Indians. And a leadoff hit. A 2-for-4 night for the switch hitting shortstop, Anderson Hernandez. Jason Donald has a couple of hits. Kerry Wood loosens in the bullpen for Cleveland. As Travis Hafner grabs a bat. At this moment, anyway, he'd hit for Chris Perez.
Veteran right-hander. Remember him? He struck out 20 Houston Astros way back when as a starter.
Donald, who came over last year from the Phillies in the Cliff Lee deal. Former third-round pick out of the University of Arizona. Struck out in the second inning off Paul Mahalem. Hit that ball over McCutcheon's head in the 5th for a double. And then the RBI single in the 7th.
And it drove in the first run of the ball game.
Donald started this year at AAA Columbus. Totel looking to keep this a 1-run deficit. Fly ball to Ryan Church. That's the first out. And it will be Travis Hafner. Travis Hafner, the Indians' all-time leader in homers and RBIs as a designated hitter. .254 batter in 57 games this year. And he's hit by the pitch. That's interesting there. If he could have bought a non-call, he'd have had a runner at second.
Hit off that back knee.
Yeah, it looks like the home plate umpire saw it, I guess. Runners at first and second. But if he doesn't drop his bat, Steve, I'm thinking, and he's dropped his bat, started walking to first base. If he just backs way out of the batter's box, it's a wild pitch. He's got a chance to drive in the run.
Still in the batter's box.
But it's now up to Trevor Crowe with an insurance run at second in Anderson Hernandez. And Crowe has been a tough out. 2 line drive balls hit to center field. One, McCutcheon robbed him in the 5th. A base hit the other way in the 7th. Trevor Crowe now batting from the left side. Came in hitting .258 as a right-hand hitter, .244 from this side of the plate. Another one of the Indians that started at AAA Columbus. Played in 29 games with the Clippers and was batting .244. Recalled in the middle of May.
Like a shuttle service.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio to Cleveland, Ohio.
Cedeno will flip to second for one, won't get a throw off to first. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. And in case you missed it, Steven Strasburg struck out 10 White Sox in 7 innings. He sets the record for most Ks through 3 major league starts. He's got 32 of them. Didn't walk a batter, allowed 4 hits. Troy Tulowitzki goes on the DL with a broken left wrist. Ryan Howard has 2 homers tonight, 4 for 4. The Phillies lead the Twins 10-3, and David Ortiz homers, drives in 2, walks 3 times. The Sox leading the Dodgers 10-5.
Which one of those do you think will get the big headline tomorrow?
Which one do you think?
Stevie.
First and third. Shin-Soo Choo at the plate. Dotel needs to get him. By the way, that Washington White Sox game, it'll be a no decision for Strasburg. They're tied at 1 in the 10th.
But it'll be a win for the Washington organization. Probably another packed house.
Absolutely.
Plus a few shirts sold.
Choo showing bunt. Takes a ball. One for 4 in this one. Native of South Korea. Came over from the Seattle Mariners 4 years ago for Ben Broussard. One ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. And they had him picked off. They had him picked off.
He did not finish the play.
Crow was headed to second.
Step off and then go quickly to first. But it's got to be real quick because you're actually going toward third base. It's got to be real quick to turn it back around and then the change up to first.
And there goes the runner. And the strike. The Pirates pay no attention to him. Don't cover the bag.
It would not have made a difference.
Well, they give him credit for a stolen base. Trevor Crow gets his 8th steal. Ground ball, Walker up with it. On to first. See if the Pirates can end this 11-game losing streak with a walk-off. Coming to the plate will be Garrett Jones, Ryan Church, and Pedro Alvarez. The former Cub starter. Yeah, 8.03 ERA. Opponent's hitting .300 against Kerry Wood.
Yep, 12 innings, 16 hits. Possibility for action.
Wood has given up 2 homers in 12 innings. He's walked 7. One of those was intentional.
Number one is going to be the basis for one of those great rotations with Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor.
Zambrano, pitch inside, ball 1. Kerry Wood in his second season with the Indians, signed as a free agent after he saved 34 games for the Cubs his final year there in Chicago. They turned him into a reliever after the arm problems. He has had full page worth of shoulder injuries. Fly ball to left. Kearns. And that's the first out of the 9th inning.
Here's tonight's offense. Bases loaded. Gap shot, left center field to the notch. Everybody scores. That brought the Pirates to within 1. They remain there.
Bucks down 1. And ball 1.
Through it all, Kerry Wood still delivering 93, 94, 95 mile-an-hour fastballs through all the physical issues.
2-0. Well, you know what we want the script to be. Doesn't work out.
Base hit,
all
home
the
run,
time, or a walk,
base runner,
and then a walk off.
Base runner Pedro.
Kerry Wood started the year on the disabled list. Activated May 7th. And a ground ball. And down to their last out. So all Alvarez can do now, at the very most, is tie it.
Or keep
just get on base
alive
and give Doman a chance. Yeah, but the very most he could do would be to tie it. The AGH Sports Medicine Pirates post game with highlights and analysis coming up. Will they be talking about 12 straight losses or a fabulous 9th inning 2-out comeback? Paul Alexander and Kent Tekulve standing by. Popped up. Maybe room. And no. Barely out of play. 0-1 on Alvarez. Tonight, 0 for 3. And 0 for 9 to start his major league career. Pedro's parents. One ball, one strike. Last 2 times out for Wood, couple of scoreless innings, including last night against the Mets. 1-2. And down he goes. The Cleveland Indians win game 1 of the 3-game series. They extend the Pirates' losing streak to 12 straight games. That 4-run 7th inning, the difference in the ball game.
Once again, struggling to break out of it. Paul Mulholland was great for 6 innings. They picked up the 4 spot. A lot of 2-hour offense, or 2-out offense, and it held up. Cleveland bullpen got the job done.
John Russell's club has lost 12 in a row. And the next telecast is tomorrow night here on FSN Pittsburgh, bringing the game to you. Trim Total Media Pirates pregame show gets underway at 6:30. And the Buccos will send Jeff Carstens to the hill against David Huff. Again, 6:30 with our ceremonies on the field. Tim Nevert and Steve Blass bring you the call at 7 right here on FSN Pittsburgh, bringing the game to you. Once again, final score 4-3 Tribe as Kerry Wood earns the save. For Steve Blass and our entire FSN crew, I'm Greg Brown, thanking you for watching, and we ask you to stay tuned because the AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame show begins right now.